Alright guys, we're down to the last bit of the slog that is the Crucible. So I totally forgot how this fight works, and then I end up dying in it, and it's all because I just didn't read the node properly. It's been a long day, but for future Ant-Man here against Omega Red, there is a timer that I totally forgot about on the top left. The third from the left is there's a 10 there, and the only way it's going to go down is if you back yourself up into the wall. So I was just focused on staying away from Omega Red's usual charges, but really you just need to back up against the wall until it turns green, so that when the timer on the left ends, you don't take a bunch of degen, which I did just there, and it just keeps happening until I die. And yeah, that's just a mistake on my part, but one revive there. The next fight was Kate Bishop against Spot. It worked pretty well. I just did not play it great. I kept getting hit by him and getting stuck in the corner a little bit. Also, I kept tapping my block too many times and moving out of the cold snap mode and having to try and get back into it to get the damage, but and ended up screwing up even on my second revive. So on my second attempt, so I ended up using 2 revives on Spot. I brought in a 5-star Red Guardian for Spidey Supreme, and it worked incredibly well. Just be careful not to back away 2 times in a row, but you just parry heavy and wait out the stun timer after he throws a special, and Red Guardian absolutely destroys Spidey Supreme, even the 5-star. Then I brought in Angela for Sam Wilson. Just build up at the beginning your buffs. Once you have a bunch of buffs on you, then you're just rolling right through Sam Wilson. Valkyrie, I had a long fight against Jessica Jones. I made a bunch of screw-ups, but still managed to get it done all right. But Valkyrie's a hard counter to Jessica Jones. Just make sure that you don't heavy attack and lose your pierce charges. And then I will let the music play out, and then I'll show you what I did for the Glykhan boss. And that was only 2 revives with I picked my strongest champion. I went in with Gentle. I forgot about a couple things about Gentle, but I'll show you that in a second. I'll let the music play out so you can watch the rest of the fights sped up a little bit, but you got all the fights there that I did, and then I'll show you what I did for the Glykhan boss. All right, the final boss of the Act 8 Crucible is this Glykhan boss. There are 4 phases. I'll tell you what, in each phase there are things that you need to do, which is either parry, hit into block, striker, special, or intercept 2 times in a row. The thing that I screwed up at the beginning of this fight, the only way to do damage is either by countering his specials or countering his heavy attack. As soon as you start doing that, after a special or after a heavy, you can go full combo, striker, full combo, special, any combination of hits after a special. Now, it took me a couple times to get used to just evading his specials again. Both of them are easily can be countered. And I also forgot that Gentle has his own recoil built into it. So even though he was doing a lot of nice damage, he ended up doing a bunch of recoil on himself, which even though he's a high SIG, I think he might even be SIG 200, so he's not going to take that much recoil damage. Because I was doing so much damage to Glykhan, then I ended up taking a bunch of recoil damage. I do manage to get 2 full phases done on this first run here, even though it took me a while to get it going. You can see that special 2, where he throws that axe at the very end of it, is very easy to counter. And even the special 1, when he does that backflip, you can start going in during that backflip. And the more tasks that you do, he's got that bar, all those tasks under his bar. Every time you do something is going to help give you prowess. The more prowess you have, the more damage you're going to be doing. And so I end up just spending a lot of time just countering the specials here and getting as much damage in as I can. You know, get a couple parries, go ahead and hold block, wait for him to throw his heavy. There I missed it. But for the most part, it worked out really well. After I struggled through this first phase, the second phase I was just absolutely flying. I was countering every special. Everything was working great, and then right as the third phase started, I had very little health, and I was trying to dash in. I didn't do anything, and I got hit, and then I had to revive. After I revive, I end up getting all the way down to the last. After you do get him down through the third phase, which is very similar to the other 2 in terms of getting. You start with a full bunch of tasks, and then you get them down to 0, as opposed to starting with 0 and building up to 3. But it worked out great. I get all my damage in, and then in the final phase, I almost got it down in the 1 revive. He goes indestructible at the very end, and then you just have to wait out that timer and then bait a heavy, and then the fight is over. So I revived one more time at the very end of the fight, just to wait out his indestructible timer, then baited a heavy, and that was the end of the fight. So yeah, that's it for Glykhan. Again, I do have more in-depth guides on every single fight in Act 8. If you look on my channel, there's a playlist called Act 8 Boss Fights, and you can see all of them there. Maybe helps you out, gives you some more ideas of who you can use for the Crucible. So hopefully all these videos, all 8 of them, have helped you out, and you can see every single fight that I did, the good, the bad, and the ugly, even when I made mistakes. And we'll see you in the next one, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Bye-bye.